Baby, welcome back to the worm. Just woke up from a nice nap. So did you. I've had a bad back for almost 2 weeks now, and I'm starting to come out of it. So if you notice, Kyper's probably about 750 times bigger than he was when you last saw him, but still just as sweet and just as soft. He's especially nice when he just woke up. If you can hear the chainsaw in the background, Tito's up here. He's bound and determined to finish chopping up that big pile of logs. Those are going to be like what would be the 2x4s on the walls. Since summertime is upon us, Tito and I just went and got a load of lake water in all the buckets. So we're going to open up the water tower today, pump it all up in there, and then we'll have running water for the summer. Oh yeah, and Tito just brought me a new Ryobi toy. Might not be very exciting for you, but I've wanted it for a couple years, and it's quite necessary because of him. I'll show you in a minute. We got some other stuff to do the next couple days. I actually made a list because I forget everything I want to do. Oh yeah, Kyper and I found some cool stuff out in the woods last week when we were on our daily walks. We've got at least 2 different skulls to retrieve, so that'll be fun. I don't know, a lot of other stuff. You know, stick around if you want. What do you think, dude? Are you too sleepy to go outside? He's grown so fast, and he's not getting like bulky, he's just stretching out. To me, he's got more of like the body of a large cat. Speaking of a large cat, check this out. What do you suppose that is? I just caught that on the trail cam last week. Bobcat? It's the only thing I can figure. It looks a little muscly for a normal cat, and I couldn't quite tell, but it looks like his tail's kind of short. Whatever it is, I haven't seen one of those on the trail cam in the last bunch of years that I've been out here. And on top of all that, Kyper's got to learn, it's another video, so he's got to learn a new trick. Just last night, when I gave him his dinner, I used a little bit of it to teach him down. He learned it in like 3 tries. And then with the last handful, you know how whenever I feed him with my hand, he always puts a paw on it? I decided I was going to teach him shake at the same time. I picked his paw up twice, gave him food, said shake, and then the rest of the times he just did it. We'll see if he still does it. I think before anything, we better go fill up the water tower. What do you think? What do you think, dude? Should we go do some work? You look like you're ready for it. God, even your head's getting big. I love it. Oh, geez. Who made it so bright out here? This is almost weird. It's been just gorgeous. Maybe like high around 60 and sunny every day. And I've been laid up. I mean, I did spend a couple days in the hammock, which was really nice. And luckily, you guys, I think you saw, we taught him how to fetch. Actually, I didn't even have to teach him. Somehow he just knew how to do it. I thought maybe it was a fluke, but a couple days where my back was really hurting, I'd just come out here and sit gingerly at the picnic table and throw the ball for him. He'd bring it back 9 out of 10 times probably. Where'd he go? I wouldn't be surprised if he goes down and tries to find Tito. Kyper, come! Half the time I call him, he's sitting right behind me. No, I actually don't see him. He didn't come. He spends an awful lot of time eating grass and all sorts of plants out here, as you've seen. Which, let's take a moment. I'll show you my new Ryobi tool. I know, it's not the manly tool that you wanted to see, but got myself a weed eater. It seems like kind of a weird thing to have out here, although, I mean, let's not fool ourselves. It's no longer just like hacking a chunk out of the woods and setting up a tent. Once you've got a workshop and you've built yourself a cabin and you got solar panels and all that, I guess the next thing is to get gardening equipment. So even though he stays around me, he still has his few little gardens that he likes to graze on, and I'm gonna erase them. I'm pretty confident he's not gonna like the sound of that water pump over there, so we'll see if he'll hang out here on his bed. This is his bone of the week. Oh my gosh, I was gonna give it to him in the cabin a couple of days ago and we were just laying around to keep him busy. But oh my God, they stink. It says it's not rawhide, it's a water buffalo cheek roll. And it smells like decayed meat and cheese mixed together, which he'll probably love. Come on. Oh, God, is there a chance that's bad? Sit. Down. Look at that guy. God, I hope I'm not giving you something rotten. You seem to think it tastes all right. Then again, you eat worms and slugs and dirt and rocks. I don't know if he'll let me go all the way to the shower without coming along. He's got it in his mouth and he's staring at me. You guys probably see this every single year, every single spring, and it might not seem like a big deal. It's not that big of a deal, honestly, to cart your water in and take showers out of 5-gallon buckets. I mean, no matter what, the water's coming in a 5-gallon bucket, whether you take it from there and you put it on the burner, or you put it in here and then put it on the burner. No big deal. But it's just kind of nice to open a hose and make believe that you have pressurized water. He likes it. He likes rotten crap. I mean, I guess all dogs do. He's still sitting there. These bug shirts work great. They're like all mesh. You've probably seen these every single year. Tito buys them. He found them years ago. And of course, I'm a late adopter to everything, but he got me this one last year. And he said you can't really find them anymore for some reason. Or at least the ones with mesh arms, he said. Oh yeah, because it's not mesh on the outside. They're that fabric that's pre-treated with permethrin, so it lasts like years of washing. Whereas, you know, I treat my clothes every year with permethrin and it lasts like a couple months. The only problem is it doesn't protect your neck or your face or your hands. That would be a weird shirt, wouldn't it? Oh, hello there. Did you eat your water buffalo face? Does nobody feed you? Holy cow, that was not a mosquito. Must be the horse flies. We can talk later, I know it's loud. Don't worry, that's not the one with the bleach. Okay, save some for the shower, man. Just realized that if and when we get back to working on the kitchen, we're gonna have to get that bottom water tank out of there somehow, because that's gonna be the new water tower for over there. It's gonna be a while before we'll figure it all out later. I just found there's a scale in here. It's been in there since I built the shower. I'm curious how much Kyper weighs. Kyper, come. Let's give you a little weigh, shall we? 28 pounds. Yes. Well, only another 70 or 80 to go, buddy. You're doing good. I'm trying to think how much he weighed when I got him. I think it was 16 pounds. It's been about a month, so yeah, he's keeping up. Should be in the neighborhood of 10 pounds a month. He's a little over that. We like that. You're gonna be a nice giant fatso, aren't you? Huh? Something bit me before I went and got some DEET, left a little bloody hole. I haven't seen the deer flies yet. You know how much they're just the bane of your existence out here during the summer, like the hottest months of the summer. And the craziest thing is I've never found, reading online in stores, anything like any chemical that will ward them off. So last summer I did a little looking online to see how people get rid of them. There's some really creative solutions. And then again, a couple of weeks ago, I of course searched YouTube and I ordered the stuff to build all of these contraptions. We've got rubber gloves, we've got solo cups, we've got this stuff, insect adhesive. Pretty soon, as soon as I see the first one, I'm gonna make these traps, try a bunch of different ones, make up some of my own and hang them all over here and see if they work. Yeah, we got a whole a whole box of good stuff. It looks, if you weren't hip to it, you'd think that's a pretty random selection of items. Tito and I tried this thing for about maybe 5 minutes last night, just because we had to know if it worked. and it is impressive for an 18-volt tool. It's amazing how much power it has. It runs on these HP batteries. Sorry, I don't know what model this is or anything. I just had him pick it up. I said, get whichever one looks good. I don't have any batteries bigger than the 4 amp hour, and these are the only plus HP. It wasn't till yesterday. How long have I've been using Ryobi tools every single day, and I never knew what the HP is. High performance. So these are the batteries that put out a little bit more sauce. Only thing about this is it eats through a battery really fast. Let's go ahead and chop down a couple of his favorite salad bars. Oh, this big root ball here, he always climbs up on there and browses. Let's see if it'll eat through this stuff. Oh man, it's a good thing I put boots and stuff on. I just got a shower. Is this the most suburban thing you've seen on ringworm yet? Maybe this is the future of the channel. Plant some fruit trees, maybe a little above ground pool. It's gonna be nice around here. This thing is fun. You know, they actually wanted this for, I'm remembering, is, you know, the main trail that comes in here. You park way down yonder and then you gotta come in on the four-wheeler. I've mentioned before that I try to keep that grass growing right down the middle of the four-wheeler 2-track, because a lot of times people walk in it. Not a lot of times. I don't have a lot of people out here, but if you're not getting four-wheeler rided in here, you gotta walk in, and you've seen a lot of times those ruts are just like mud puddles, just nasty. A lot of times they're flowing, so you want to be able to walk in on the middle. And if you let that grass grow up, that's exactly where ticks like to hang out. So I just wanted a way to like knock it down. And for a couple of years I kept an eye out at like secondhand stores and stuff for is it a scythe, like the Grim Reaper style thing? Luckily I never found one of those, because you know, I got bad everything, but I got bad tendons in my elbows, and doing that for whatever it is, a quarter mile, wouldn't be really good for me. I feel like maybe this is a good time to make a small point. Sometimes I'm doing this kind of stuff out here and I'm like, am I really out at ringworm in the middle of the forest running a string trimmer? Like, something about it just doesn't seem right. But then I remember the most important thing about living some kind of life that's out of the ordinary is you just do it however the hell you want to do it. You know, if you take off into the Alaskan bush and you build yourself a rough log cabin and you live out there for a couple years, and then you decide you're going to put in solar panels so you can have a giant aquarium and great air conditioning, just freaking do it. If you can figure out how to do it, do it. There's no reason to ever think you're doing anything wrong, especially if it's screwy and you're having a good time. So you don't like that somebody's out here at ringworm running a string trimmer? Back off, man. I'll do whatever I want out here. That's what ringworm's for. Geez, even just running this thing for 10 minutes, my forearms are tired. I'm out of shape. I'm getting to be kind of old, as you can probably tell. I wonder if any of you can see how much lower this sawdust pile is now than it was about a month ago. Have I showed you videos of Kyper playing on there? That's like his favorite toy. And it's usually not till the last couple minutes of the day that he thinks to run on there. Like, I'll be packing stuff out here at the picnic table, closing up the lean-to, ready to go in the cabin. We start walking back there for the evening, you know, 7, 8 o'clock, and he goes, oh, I forgot about that, and just rolls down that thing, gets sawdust packed all the way down to his skin, up his nose, and then he wants to come in the cabin. I think he does it just to spite me, but he can get away with it because he's real cute. I just chopped down everything around camp, which is good. I'm doing it for the dog. That's what I have to remember. So I just went through 3 4 amp hour batteries. I got 2 left that are charged, so I'm gonna come down here and do a little bit of what I'm kind of supposed to be doing with this. Die, ticks, die. My hands are tired. I don't hear the chainsaw anymore. Let's see what Tito's doing if he's still out here. I saw you from around the corner. You just threw your pants on real quick. Dang, dude.
Boy.
You getting gooder at it?
I think so. I'm trying a couple different techniques. Some of it works, some of it doesn't.
Yeah, that's a pretty good pile. That's got to be at least 2 walls there. Yeah, those are sweet, man. Oh, you have the planer down here? Oh. Well, you're just so good, it looks like they're already planed.
Won't do the thing, but it will sure do the stuff.
That's what I was thinking when I saw the junk. He's getting closer and closer. I just want to see a wall go up. And once you get a wall up on a cabin, it really lights a fire underneath you. You know, you can sit there and kind of see what it's going to look like. And let me tell you, it's nice to have a cabin you built with your own hands and your own chainsaws. Geez, look at all the leaves come on these things just in the last few days. I like it. It really fills out the trails around here. We're waiting for Tito to finish up his work down there, and he's gonna go walk out in the woods with us and pick up those bones. He set his tent up down by the deer castle because now that the bugs are out, the deer castle's no good. You know, they can actually go through the cracks in the walls. I mean, I've been in that cabin for who knows how long. I don't even know what month it is. At least 6 months. I think it's time to set up a tent. And Kyper's never slept in a tent. So let's set that up real quick. We'll try it out tonight. What do you think, Meathead? You want to sleep in a tent? Or you just want to sleep in a dirt hole all the time? Come on up here, buddy. Can you make it? Oh, you only want to come up here if you get a treat, huh? Come on. You can do it. Get a running start. Alright. I'll give you a lift one time to get your treat. It's not like it's that warm yet, but as you know, I think I mentioned last year, the temperature in the cabin, get out of there, you creep. You know, as the air temperature warms up outside, the cabin kind of trails it by a few hours. And same in the evening, the temperature comes down, and that takes a while for the cabin to cool down. That little cheeky thief. So we only got a couple weeks left, and I'm not going to want to sleep in there. I do enjoy sleeping in the cabin in the winter just because it's, I don't know, it's nice to be out of the elements and to be able to click a little thing and turn the heat on. You guys know I love that, especially after several years of not having that, just staying in a tent all winter long. But the one thing I miss sleeping in a cabin is being able to hear everything around you. Hear the little creatures, hear the deer walking around. Oh, and the owls are back. I love hearing the owls at night. All right, enough talk. Let's set it up. You gonna help? He's a real outdoors dog. Loves the tent. One thing I cannot get used to is how every single time one of my tents gets fried by the sun and I order a new one, they just keep getting bigger and bigger. It seems unnecessary to have a tent this huge just to snooze in at night, but the group that sleeps in there with me keeps getting bigger. I don't know if I told you this, but I have a rule. I never set up a tent without listening to car talk. It's just how I do things. Oh! Greetings.
Cretin.
How was your knap?
It's glorious. Breathtaking.
Where'd you knap?
In a tent.
Oh, I thought you went to the gazebo. Was it too hot?
Perfect. No, it's perfect.
This is like an A1 napping day. That guy knows. He just slept for like 2 more hours in the cabin and he didn't want to get up.
Yeah, we wore him right out.
Yeah.
Hi, buddy. What are you doing?
Are you sleepy? You're gonna hide in somebody's shadow. Hide in somebody's shadow and go to sleep. You want to walk back there and grab a couple skulls?
Mm-hmm.
What kind of tools do we need if they're still attached? Some large knives and a weed eater. Yeah, and if we find some porcupine quills, I'll get some gloves. Come on, creepo.
Hey.
Oh, the dog too. Somewhere back here.
Oh boy.
Oh boy. Oh, maybe should have brought boots. Oh, you don't care, huh? Hopefully nothing carried the skulls away. Let's just time to this tree here. You stay here and guard the salads. Look at him. He loves those fiddleheads.
He's a mower.
It's somewhere right here. They were just like some tufts of the smaller, what do you call them? Spines, needles, quills. Quills. Ooh, yeah. You can find it with your nose. It's kind of stanky. And you just see like these tufts of quills that Kyper really liked eating. Yeah, there it is. That's what a porcupine skull looks like, apparently. Aren't they like rodents where they wear their teeth down? They have to wear them down. That one's worn right down, and that one's got some more
He
life
ate in
to
a
it.
circle.
Long in the tooth.
Everything he ate was in a circle.
Yeah, the reason I found this is Kyper had one of these stuck in his nose, and it just luckily just fell out. Got my shopping bag. Not sure what happened to all the big quills, but I grabbed some small ones to put under the microscope. I've always been kind of curious to see what they look like close up. Of course, hey, do you know about this thing called Google? Or the internet? I don't know. Goggle. I suppose you can Google it. We found this because you had these sticking in your stupid nose. It's a good thing he wasn't alive.
Well, you can smell it in the bag.
Oh, yeah. Oh, yeah. Remember when it was stuck in your nose? The lean-to is right through there. So it's somewhere right here. There's a entire deer skeleton. I don't usually see the whole thing undisturbed. Maybe I should make a wind chime.
The deer would think they made a wind chime out of their bones.
Isn't that like a movie trope, isn't it? Having wind chimes made out of deer bones. They crazy old guy living in the woods. Mm-hmm. Oh, you know what? I think it was missing one leg. So there's the leg.
Do you think it fell off before or after?
Well, it probably came off right as it exploded. Surprise! Kyper found it. Is this the one leg missing right there? Geez, another few days and you wouldn't be able to find it. Look how clean that skull is. That is like bleached white. And the jawbones.
How long do you think it sat there to get that white?
I don't know. I just can't believe nothing drugged it away. Here, hold it open. Let's take it. We're probably gonna need it for something. Ooh, look at that knee. Ooh, that's a fancy knee. Yeah, incredible. It's like still one barely held together.
Good boy.
Crazy. I'm like a real city boy. It's like I've never seen bones before. I know. I mean, I've seen a lot of dead deer and a lot of bones, but never the whole thing laid out. This was a very successful shopping trip. We probably got almost 10 pounds of bones there. Just amazed at how these are not degraded at all. They don't have much dirt on them. There's nothing green growing, and they're picked perfectly clean. Isn't that cool? Look at that. I think that was hanging all the way out to there.
Well, like the top coating, the top part is harder than the...
That's right, so it wears away sharp on the front. You're a smart guy.
No.
Don't tell anybody I said that. I'll definitely delete that from the video. We got to bury this somewhere though to get the rest of the garbage off of it. We'll put a big fat rock on it so Kyper doesn't dig it up. I know they use beetles to clean the flesh off of bones. I just don't know what kind of beetles they use or if we've got the right kind of beetles, so let's just wait and see what happens. You want to see a big small dog go out of his mind? Holy moly, you're not going to need dinner after this. Sit. He learned a little bit of down and a little bit of shake, so he kind of does it all at the same time. Sit. Down, 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 shake and down, down. Good boy. Tito's getting us a fire going for some sausages. I know, I said we were gonna try to grill more healthily, and I mean, we did, but they're just really convenient. And, you know, and we've got some corn on the cob that he's grilling too. So sausages, all your food should be the same shape. Since Kyper is busy with that bone and I have a minute, I'm friggin' dying to carve some more names into the table. All the names that you saw tattooed, I'm gonna get on the table, and then I think another I don't know, 10 names or something, like another month or two. God only knows when I make this video and then when you guys actually see it, but it should be, we'll get caught up to at least on your time a few months ago. You know what I just noticed? I said that when we refinish this, I put like, I don't know, 5 coats of varnish on it or something, and it looked like it held up because there are no holes in this or anything. But these dark spots are where water got in through the knot holes. Like, look at this one. Goes all the way down there. Not that we really care, like as far as a table. Oh yeah, look at that. As far as a table, I don't care what it looks like. I just wanted the finish to last so the names last. Start with E. Gill. Keep it down.
Shut up, nature.
Nature. You know what I'm saying? Michael B.
What?
Is he good help?
Yeah. Yes, he is.
That looks like slave labor and I like it. Kyper, come. Oh, no, bring the rope with you.
Right, now you gotta pull.
This way, this way.
Still get it. Wrong way.
I think he's having trouble conceptualizing what he's supposed to be doing.
Come on. There you go.
There you go. There you go.
Okay.
All right, well, that's a good first try.
You got it for a second. I was just holding it still.
Is this the problem? Crap. It's the only one I have that's semi-gloss oil-based. Well, let's look inside. It's definitely not smearable. Oh, yeah. Oh. Oh. Trampolined. I'm gonna call that usable. Just tear that sheet off the top, stir it up. Wow, that's very satisfying. I think Tito needs to see that. I got a treat for you. Touch that with your raw fingers. Fangers.
Oh.
Isn't that nice?
Yeah.
Just go, you can push pretty hard.
Really? No.
We're gonna leave this shiny one till later because I just remembered we're gonna recoat the whole table pretty quick. The one problem might be getting the fruit roll up out. Oh, if you grab it in the middle, your fingers don't get gross. Look at that. Nice and thick as always. I have a feeling that this is the varnish we used on this shiny piece, and then I must have ran out of the other stuff. Probably ran out of it building a cabin or something. Check it out. We're virtually caught up. Thanks for waiting. I appreciate you. You know that, right? Yeah, you know that. You guys are freaking awesome. Give them free lifts. There you go. Your first night in a tent. Very exciting. Do you know how exciting this is? You don't, do you? Now, we gotta do this really fast. You don't seem to care about those mosquitoes as much as I do. You have to drag me. Hey, inside. There you go. There we go. Not so bad, right? Not so bad. Look at you. I think we're gonna sleep real nice here, aren't we? You can hear all those frogs you'd like to eat. It's gonna be great. You're basically shaped like a rug, so let's hope you don't get cold. If you do, just let me or any of these nice people know, and they'll take you in the cabin, get you a warm bowl of soup, maybe some hot chocolate. Get used to it. This is your life now. Should we take bets? You think he's gonna stay in his bed all night? We'll let you know how it goes in the morning. Peace. Oh, that was the most glorious sleep I think I ever remember. I keep sleeping, but Somebody over there is trying every possible dog position to sleep, and some positions that dogs don't even normally use. You like this tent thing, huh? It's freaking late. You just slept in like an extra 4 hours. I tried to get him out of the tent twice already. Opened the door up and I went out, but he just didn't. He wanted to stay in here. No biting my... That's full of air. We'd have real problems. Okay, I think it's time we drag you out of here kicking and screaming. You know you get to come back here every night from now on. This is your house. Everybody out. Keep it moving. Keep it moving. Don't eat it. No. That's one thing we never chew on. Never chew on the tent. Ever. You know what this is called right here? This is called living the life. It's a Monday morning on a cloudy spring day, and oh, for a second there we were just happily hanging out. Okay, we gotta close the tent. Let's go. Since it's Monday, Tito packed up his car last night, and he usually walks out of here Monday morning, goes to work. And about 9 o'clock this morning, I got a text from him. What are you doing today? I was like, you saw me 10 hours ago. What do you think I'm doing? And he says, I think I need a ribeye. I think he took a day off and just stayed here, which is great because this is a perfect day. I think it's a high of 60. It's cloudy. It's calm. No sense in going to work. Trying to figure out what to do with those bones. Can't really bury them. I tried a couple spots. The ground is way too wet, so you can leave them out and let them sun bleach basically. But I don't know if you know this about dogs. Dogs actually like bones. I think it's a new thing the young dogs are into. So I can't really find anything, you know, up high enough that he won't get into them. Except Sarah's recommendation is the sky deck. That'd be perfect. Uh-oh. I was just testing out, you know, you got to make sure these are stout enough. You know, the handles, you don't want them to break with... Never mind. Okay. That's the second test. You get the... What the heck? That's what they call the bone elevator right there. I'm glad we left this little stub of a tree here. It's very handy. And I actually brought one little treat with me in there. We'll have to see if it works. It looks like we don't need any. Oh, there's a chip clip from the Eclipse party. I'm sure some of you have guessed, but I'm really only doing this to keep the aliens away. It'd be pretty creepy to be looking down and see this. Can't remember if I showed you these in a previous video. They're just like cheapo motion activated solar lights. My brother gave them to me. I think he got them on accident in some order. Like they were just randomly in a box of stuff that he ordered online. I don't really have a use for them. I like to be able to turn the light on and off easily. That's right outside the cabin. And any other place around camp, like it would be cool to have them on. But in the summer they just collect bugs, and then in the winter, you know, there's snow on here, so it's not really going to recharge. So I was just trying to find the weirdest place to put these. I'm going to stick one of them up here, shining down on the top of the sky deck, and I wonder, it's quite a ways from here to camp, but I wonder if at night you would just see the glow. Oh, plus, you know, it'll help the aliens see the bones. Let's do it. Let's see, south is that way, right? Do you remember from the eclipse? Maybe we just do it like that, kind of angle it this way, and why not? Let's try to do this without falling off the edge. Not exactly sure what these different modes do, but we'll come back this evening and try it out. How about? You might be wondering, just like I did 3 seconds ago, okay, it's a motion sensor, like how's it actually going to turn on? Like, I think it'll turn on really low when it's dark, and then if you walk under it, it turns bright. You know, I'm just making, let's just see what, we'll wait and see what happens. I can feel the deer flies hitting the back of my head. So next video, we're making all sorts of different traps. This is exciting. I haven't had a microscope out in many a moon. Not only do we get to use the microscopes, but we get to use the new camera too. I think I've only used it like once or twice ever. Oh yeah, super exciting. Now that there are bugs out, we're gonna use this sucker a lot. I think we're gonna have to make a really cool wooden box to keep this camera and stuff in. Sort of like this thing, you know, because stuff you want to keep together that doesn't fit in the original packaging without disassembling the whole thing. Part of the reason I'm doing this right now is all this crap has to be plugged in. I've got Ryobi batteries charging. I just charged up my Bluetooth speaker and everything. So it looks like the last time we get really solid sun for a whole bunch of days is tomorrow. So kind of trying to kill this Jackery, and I'll charge it on the solar. This stuff seems like a pain in the ass when you got to get everything out. In reality, it takes, what, 10 minutes to set it up? That's a great use of 10 minutes. It's too bad. That's the biggest one that I found. It doesn't feel very like serrated or barbed. It feels smooth in both directions, which I did not expect. But you can see I don't know if you can see. Well, you'll see when it's under the microscope. One end's really browned, really tough. Oh, actually, right here at the very end, you could feel the barbs. Yeah, you would not want that stuck in you. And then the white part's smooth, and then you can see where it went into his or her body. Let's start right in the middle, because that'll be probably the least exciting part. Yeah, even at full zoom, it doesn't really look like much, the white part. Let's look at the little end that goes into the body. There's quite a delay on this camera. Makes it tricky to move stuff around when it's that zoomed in. My big fat fingers aren't working. I mean, it's not a whole lot to see there either. Let's take a picture for you. One thing we could try is putting this on a black background instead, see if that makes any difference. Alright, it's marginally interesting. What we really want to see is the other end. Oh, baby. There you go. Holy cow. That's somehow not what I expected. It's like a billion tiny barbs. Yeah, you can see the thicker part towards the right is where the white, or I guess what would be the newer part of the quill, and then as it grows out further, the end gets really tough, and that's where you can see the barbed part, the part that you would have a hard time pulling out of you. Now let's try this side on the white background instead. Wish y'all could put your eyes up to this instead of just the pictures. You get a completely different feel for it. Because with two eyes looking through this, you're seeing this in 3D instead of 2D on the screen. Let's take a look at the tip. Yeah. It looks pretty gnarly. It really doesn't seem like the best quality picture with that camera, but that's mostly because I've got this microscope zoomed all the way in. so the image quality kind of falls off at that zoom level. But you know, the newer iPhones, this is not new, this is, I don't know, 2, 3, 4 generations old or something, but they've got that macro, and it takes really nice macro photos. I'm just going to show you the difference even with a bunch of light on it. I'll get this as close as I can so you can tell just what the zoom level of the microscope is. That's as close as you can go without it going out of focus right there. Yeah, you can, if you zoom in on this, you can just barely see that there's texture there, but you can't see any of the barbs or scales. So the texture that you're seeing on the quill under the microscope pictures, you can just get some appreciation for just how tiny those are. Actually, the tip of it looks blunt, and it is so sharp that you can just barely brush your finger and it sticks in. Everything looks just so different at a high magnification. It's just a different world. Before it gets dark, we're gonna collect a few more logs around the property for I guess Tito's studs, and that one there is the one we cut up last week behind the lean-to. That was a dead spruce. It's real nice. So
Real nice.
Real nice. So probably rip that up or mill that up next weekend into the top and bottom plate for a wall, and then he'll try putting a wall together. But one of the things I wanted to try to teach Kyper is to follow me on the four-wheeler. We're just gonna hop on and drive away and see how he does. Pretty good about staying out of the way of it. I mean, the good thing is we never get it out of like first or second gear anyway. What you think, dude? Can you not get runned over? That'd be great. See all that nice string trimmed grass? He still goes to the big clumps and rips them out of the ground. You like grass, huh? You like to eat any vegetables. Ready, Creepo? Follow us. That we got bait in the trailer here. Me. Come on, buddy. Oh boy. Didn't even get runned over once.
What is this? What is this?
And where did Kyper go? Right in the muddy rut. Maybe your new nickname. You look very comfortable in there, buddy. It's a good thing you weren't clean or anything.
He's a piggy.
Yep, he is a piggy. All right, we've decided we're leaving you here. You live down here now. Kyper, come. Good job, dude. He's chewing on the end of the log. Your fro is divine. Do a lot of people tell you that? Might, with what you already did, that might be enough for your whole caban, eh?
Yeah, I get to have to measure the longest ones.
Man, it's been a lot of low-key weeks out here in a row. It's just, being broken is getting really old. I try not to sit around too much because everything gets tightened up, and if you move around too much, it can get worse too. But it really sucks because this is such a beautiful time of the year. Well, Tito will be back in a few days. Sarah and Ruby will be here. We've already decided we're gonna try to teach Kyper how to ride in the trailer. I don't know if he'll stay in there. Maybe if we put some dog bones or biscuits in there. And of course, we'll work with him some more on following the four-wheeler. And I am going to be waging war on the flies next week. It's going to be absolute genocide if I have my way. Of course, we'll throw one or two of them under the microscope too, just so we can see what pure evil looks like close up. I plan to be working on the doghouse right now, but of course I can't cut trees and haul logs with a bad back. And it also struck me that pretty quick here, it's going to be too warm for him to sleep in there, probably. It's too warm for me to sleep in the cabin. We'll be in the tent. I do have some kind of weird plans to make some interesting ventilation in there. Maybe get one of those solar attic vents, so it's always sucking the hot air out. But we'll see. Like always, we can't make too many plans. You never know what'll happen or what'll sound more fun. See you next week.